What's up, guys? I'm Frenzy, and welcome back to another episode of Viewer Castles. In this one, we're going to be starting off with the Mighty Guy, castle level 17. So 17 is right on the verge of um, Hungerbots level 4. I don't think he quite has them yet, but he will in his next upgrade. So it's a pretty big upgrade. I would say you should rush up to that as quickly as possible. So he's got the same basic setup here that I have as the start, and his Enrage was set up so that it hit his feet pound more. I know that's kind of a pain sometimes to set up correctly, because they have a tendency to want to enrage that first person that gets aggroed, which is the Snotter. So that's set up well. And I think this is, yeah, the same basic setup that I have here. Now, because your Hungerbot is only level 4, that might be why you chose to have your Snotter this far up. But for my castle, my Snotter is quite a bit farther down, because you want people to round this corner and to start heading down before they actually get this aggro. So that way, you know, they have less time to react and pull back around the corner, right? How yours was set up here is, as I was coming around the corner, I got aggroed like right here. So all I have to do is pull back here, throw down a volley, and everything dies. So I'm not sure how it will work with the lower level Hungerbot, but once you get it up to level 4, you definitely want to pull things back a little bit. Other than that, the setup is good. I use the same thing. Okay, so I mean, I think something resembles this in my castle as well. There should be a pull coming through the wall here, or unless it's just a fake. It looks like it was just a fake. Okay, so I mean, in the future you might want to throw something in there. Okay, I like that. Archers from down the hallway. That's good. The only thing, no, I think it'll be fine because your Cyclops was like right down here, I believe. So you should be getting a push back up into the wall. Just make sure that the Cyclops doesn't push you around the corner pretty much ever, and it'll be set up pretty nicely. Okay. So then we have two Snotters here. That pulls something through here. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. And if I were to be less competent player, I may continue through, looking for what pulls, and that Cyclops could push me into this other room. So that's a good idea. I like that. Could push me into this guy, and hopefully this guy pulls something as well. Yes, he does. Okay, yeah, okay. And also, that's actually even better, because now you have this Scorpio that's coming up, which has the opportunity of pulling me into this mob group. So you could, in theory, be pushed into this one and pulled into the next one. So that's pretty good. I like that. I like the flanking Cyclops to push you into another group. That's something that I haven't really taken... I haven't used it ever, really, and it's something that I kind of should experiment with. I think it could be useful. Hopefully, when this patch comes out, they'll be changing how the specialization works, and you can actually have different specializations on different Cyclopses. Because I do like the over-the-head smash as of right now. Alright, so the only thing with this room, and I'm not sure if there's anything that you can do about it, but I see everything here pretty easily. So, you know, I can hit it from afar, and I won't even take any damage, really. The only thing that'll be left will be these two. And I mean, you'll take a little bit more damage if you're lower level than me, but, you know, it's still not ideal. Even if you could, empty out this room and put mob group in a different area that's better, or change the room so you're always going downwards, I don't know what you could do about that. But definitely a little bit too much vision there, I would say. Alright, this looks, to me, a lot like a pull. Just because of the slow trap leading into it. I would say the slow trap, if this is the case, it's a little bit misplaced. You kind of want it closer, if you can. I know it's sometimes hard, but if you can get it closer to the edges, that's better. So I'm just going to jump in here to screw up the screw up the pull. Again, you don't have level 4 Hungerbots, so that will help you in the future. But just to see, okay, so we have slows up here. But yeah, level 4 Hungerbots will help a lot. I believe that's set up pretty nicely. Let's just take a look at it again. So I'm coming in, and I have vision of it here. So I think that should work. At level 4, I'm pretty sure that hook will hit, you know, all the way down to towards the end of this hallway. So I think that's pretty good. I think this is the same room, actually, that I use for mine, to set up into the boss room. So I'm going to heal up and just make sure that this is all set up correctly. So I'd get thrown into here. Oh, this is going to hurt. Alright, so this whole thing is a product of not having level 4 Hungerbots, right? Because you noticed how, when I got thrown there, your Hungerbot actually had to walk around these Stairmasters, and I didn't actually get hit by any of the balls. So what you want to do temporarily is probably move up those Stairmasters like 1 or 2 squares. And then your Hunger Bot will walk behind them instead of around them, and then pull you into their eyeballs. That's really the only thing that you can do until you get up to level 4 Hunger Bots. And then this will be throwing me into the boss room. Okay, good. So that's all set up pretty nicely. And then the boss room is pretty much exactly what I use, so nothing bad to say about that. So I mean, really, it's just your castle's going to get a lot better once you get level 4 Hunger Bots. That's what I really have to say about this. Other than that, like, it's a pretty good castle. I didn't have much to say about it in terms of improving. So yeah, just rush up to those level 4 Hunger Bots, and it'll be pretty good. And we'll move on to number 2. Okay, and for number 2, we have Lord Fatality, castle level 13. So he doesn't have all that much available to him. He may have the stun for Cyclops, but I don't think so. I think that might be like his next upgrade. So he's gonna have to make use of, yeah, I can already see that the Cyclops isn't red, he's only level 3. Archers are only level 3. Alright, so I mean, vision, it's not the worst vision in the world that you're giving to the person. Could be a little bit better. And, alright. I wonder what specialization he was even on. Hopefully you'll have another Cyclops, I can already see one there. I want to see, because in my opinion this works better with the charge. You probably want to have him back a little bit more, I'd say, over in this area. And as I kind of walk through this, although, I mean, this is like not really going to work all that well for you, simply because of the fact that I can walk straight in here and I don't even have to worry about this trap. I can just kind of turn around the corner. And there's not really much that you can do with that Cyclops to actually push me into the trap. The only thing that you can do is line it up so you push me down the hallway, and then, like, if you had a Snotter right here that pulls into another mob group here, a lot of the time I could get pushed back into this group. Because a lot of people are going to do that straight right around the corner thing. Alright, so here we have Bad Dog setup that I have. So that's all good. Like I said before, my Snotter is actually up, so he sees right around this corner right here, just because people do run through here quite often. So it's something you could think about considering doing. Alright, so we have this Snotter here. And, okay, so he is on charge. I don't know why the last guy didn't charge me. That's weird. But okay, so that's all still set up fine. And I believe I did something like this in one of my builds. I used to use archers a lot. I would say, I don't know what I want to say about the slow traps, but I feel like I want to say something. But what I'm noticing is your castle's starting to move upwards, so you're kind of giving people a little bit too much vision. Like, I can see this from really far away, and I can like react really early. Like, before I even aggroed anything, I knew what was coming. So that's definitely something you want to work on. Like, this is the way that I had my castle set up before. However, you're giving way too much vision. And you also had the Scorpio for the extra longer pull. That's something that a lot of people could do if you don't have level 4 Hunger Bots. You can use the Scorpio, and that has the same hooking effect. So I just want to see. Make sure everything's working. Oh, I see. You even have more of a pull than I did. Okay. The thing that I'm like noticing is because you have like lower level Hunger Bots, you're actually forced to use so many of them here that there's actually not a lot of DPS with these units. Yes, you pull a Pete Pound more, which is pretty good, and like I feel like, unless, like, I'm not that level, so I don't know how this is working for you. But if for some reason someone does get pulled by that first thing and gets pulled through all of this, if they ever live through it, you're definitely gonna need to change something, because this is a lot of mobs and it's all reliant on that first pull. And that first pull needs to be set up a lot better than you have it now. You need to be having it so the hook is coming from the bottom and not coming from the top. Vision, vision, vision. Super important. Like, other than that, I mean, it's set up well and it's working. The only thing I can say about it is, like, the initial hook needs to be good, and if they miss that initial hook for whatever reason, your dungeon is going to be a lot easier than it necessarily should be. So I just want to see. It looks like that guy gets stuck. I mean, the Bone Puppeteer is actually not contributing anything. You have to change it up just a little bit. I don't know what you can do, maybe move him down towards the corner a little bit more so he gets around that corner, and hopefully he'll actually, you know, enrage the correct unit, if you can get that set up. If not, I would say throw in a bad dog or even scrap it and throw something else in. And then we have the boss, which is going to be a Pete Poundmore and Dr. Skull. Yep. So basically same combo that I use, which is fine. I mean, again, kind of the vision thing, like, it's up towards this area so I can see everything from far away. But yeah, definitely like remodel the castle design so it's going more towards the south, and it'll work a lot better for you. And then obviously level 4 hunger bots are going to make a big difference when you have a lot of those pulls. So we'll move on to the third in just a second. And for number 3, we have Johnricharde, level 18 castle. He does have Summoner Portal level 10, so he should have level 4 pulls, so I have to be a little bit careful here. Anything with level 4 pulls can really kill an archer. Like, if you get pulled the wrong way, like I have a lot of people that always ask me, how do you deal with archers? How do you deal with archers? Archers are really good if you like are super careful and you play it out well. But you know, with me talking and stuff, sometimes I don't notice things until after I've already sprung the trap or something, and getting pulled by something like this could insta-kill an archer, getting pulled into this many Stairmasters. So you have to be very careful as an archer. However, if you are careful, they're probably one of the best classes in the game. You know, knights aren't too bad, but I think archers might have a step up just in their like usefulness, with how you can pull mob groups and stuff like that. Alright, so it looks like maybe a pull through the wall. Yeah, I can't actually see what's coming until they get to here, which is pretty good. Like, I noticed the derp move, but I couldn't see what was actually coming. So you might have a couple people. The only thing, actually, that I want to say about this is I don't remember where your positioning on that first derp was. Make sure that he's touching this wall. He might have been too far south, he might not have been. I would just say, you know, definitely test it out. Make sure that he's not skippable. Alright, so let's see. Even more so, I could say something about that last thing that might work better for you, and it might not. I just want to say it really quick, is if you had that first group, you had 3 Cyclopses. Let's say you move this trap back a little bit more, so it's more of a awkward spot for the hero to stay in this room. Okay, because like right now I can stay like right over here. And I know I have that setup, but with your setup pulling through the wall like that, let's say you move it down a little bit so the hero starts to move into this room. This area is kind of safe for them, but let's say you add a hunger bot in instead of one of the Cyclopses. Add a hunger bot in and, you know, whatever else. Maybe remove the derp that's down there connecting it and add like a puppeteer or a bad dog or something. And then you have a hunger bot that could pull into this mob group as they're coming up. It's something that you could think about trying, but it may not be better. You'd have to do some testing yourself. Alright, so 5 archers that I saw, you know, before they actually hit me. However, I mean, 5 archers can do a pretty reasonable amount of damage, especially at your level. So I don't think that's necessarily bad, but I think that, you know, you can see them and they're not really spread out enough. Because if I wanted to, I could have just thrown down a volley here, and that would have killed almost all of them with pretty much any class. I'd almost say, like, remove one of the archers, have a spotter as you're coming through this room, because what I'm noticing is, like, I don't want to stand here and see what's down here. Like, I don't want to try to get vision of it by running around this trap. You can, technically, but you'll take needless damage. Then after I'm already in the room, I'm like, oh, there's 4 archers lining up a headshot on me. I need to pull back, but then I take extra damage from this trap. So either I stand and take the shots, or I take extra damage from the trap. And then you could remove one of these archers, have a snotter that's like over here or something, spotting right at the edge of this room, and then put Enrager Puppeteer or something to add some extra attack speed. That could work better for you. Alright, so a bunch of squiddlies and was that a heal? I'm not sure about the Dr. Skull with heal. I feel like these guys would die too quickly. I would almost think that, like, unless you use a Dr. Skull with heal at your boss room or something, maybe the Resurrect, but even then you're so high level that I don't think it would be all that effective anymore. I think maybe removing the Doctor Skull and adding something else in might be better. I don't know. Because I think that squidlies and stuff will die a little bit too quickly to actually get benefits from being healed. Okay, so Bad Dog, Pete Poundmore setup. That's like a pretty standard thing. The only thing I would say is like I can kind of get around to the Pete Poundmore to see him beforehand. That's not too big of a deal though, because a lot of people probably will just come straight through the room. Alright, this is a pull into here. I'm not sure if I accidentally pulled that or if that Snouter pulls the entire room like this. This room, it looks like an Enrager puppeteer with a bunch of squidlies. I keep seeing squidlies like more and more, and I'm not sure if they're good or not. Like, I understand what you're trying to do here. You're going to pull into a bunch of squidlies which are all going to attack you. Squidlies do have decent DPS. So, also what I could say is if you're able to, maybe moving this trap up a little bit and adding a fire mine trap so that you're being pulled into fire mines instead of like a glue trap. That might just do better damage. I don't know if it'll actually kill anyone though, so you know, it's something you have to test out. A little trick that you guys might not know that I just kind of want to throw in there is you notice I kind of poked my head down. I saw this blue tint that's down in the bottom of the screen. That actually is the wall. That's the windows in the wall of like a dead end. You can notice those type of things and actually ignore dead ends, not have to worry about these glue traps and stuff. Like you'll notice it around all of the windows. There's a little blue tint to the floor and wall, and you can see that and get around things. Take a little bit less time. Okay, so I'm not sure the purpose of these 3 Cyclops. Like, I could understand it maybe if there was some sort of a damage dealing trap here, pushing it back into it, but other than that, like, I'm really not sure about the purpose of them. I think there could be, like, better setup maybe. Alright, and then this kind of looks like maybe a Hungerbot Scorpio, yeah. I would say that maybe, I don't know, I'd say maybe the Scorpio could be turned to delay him slightly so that a couple of these Stairmaster balls are actually out there to be pulled into. Because as you notice, the Scorpio hit me, and I was brought over to here, but the Stairmaster was already throwing. So the only other thing you could do is delay the Stairmaster, putting him like towards the wall over here, so that he only attacks after you're already in position here, and maybe that mini stun forces you to get hit by a couple of the orbs. Alright, and the boss room. Okay, so it is a Dr. Skull, Pete Poundmore setup. I really gotta change up my boss room so that people get more ideas, because I see this boss room more and more now, and I think there's enough other things that you can do. I'll have to think about it and change it up for when I advance myself to level 24. Although I may use dampeners, I don't know, we'll see. But other than that, I mean, this mousetrap, people aren't going to get hit by mousetraps unless there's some, like, reason to get hit by them. I mean, they're just so easy to dodge now. I can stand in between these, and there's just nothing that's, like, all that dangerous about mousetraps by themselves. So I would change this to either, like, a slow, probably, would be best. Other than that, pretty good castle. That's the 3rd one, so that's going to wrap it up for the video. You know, if you guys enjoy what I do, please subscribe and like the video. Also, if you want to be a part of the viewer castles, you can contact me 3 different ways. You can leave a comment in the comments of this video or any other viewer castle video. You can attack my castle and leave a comment, or you can email me at frenzycastleruns@hotmail.com, and I will do them as soon as I get time. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.